I like to put my rats into the small hamster cage that was gifted to us while I'm cleaning. If you do have a hamster, I wouldn't recommend using this cage because as you can tell, it's way too small and the bottom is too shallow to put in enough bedding. Usually I clean out their cage in the morning so they're still asleep and they don't get as nervous to be in such a small space. I'm putting in a small cardboard box and a soft cloth so that they can keep sleeping. The first rat to go in is my rat Emil. Isn't he the cutest? As you can tell, he doesn't really enjoy being held, so I quickly put him in. This is Remy. Although he's a bit shy, he actually enjoys to be touched more than Emil. I will be taking them into a quiet room since they should be sleeping. First things first, I'm taking out all of the hammocks and the stuff that belongs into the washing machine. Before putting them into the washing machine, I have to make sure that I detach all of the clips that I use to attach the hammocks onto the cage. I bring in a small trash can so it's easier and closer to throw away waste. Something I recommend any animal owner to get is this small broom. After having scooped up everything, I put in new litter. I use paper-based bedding and I always make sure that it is 100% paper. Some companies put in baking soda to reduce the smell, which is toxic to rats. Since I am using cocoa soil at the bottom of the cage, I often have to take a big glass of water to make it wet again. I use paper towels and this specialized animal cleaning spray by Trixie to clean up the platform that I have at the top. So now that I'm done taking out everything that can be washed, I will be shaking out anything that they have, dragged into the little hammocks and stuff, because the stuff obviously can't be washed. And I will be doing a more in-depth video on why my cage is so weird and why I'm using a glass tank, since it's a quite controversial topic in the rat community. But I think you can figure out why I'm using it. Since you can see the eco earth here and also here, so yeah, excuse the mess. They have free roam time in here and they often like to dig in this and push it outside. Now that I'm done shaking out all the stuff that was inside the hammocks, I just go ahead and put it inside of the washing machine. I will be doing a video going more into detail on how I made these, but it's actually quite straightforward. It's just I learned how to crochet. But I want to also teach you how I made these ones. There's another one, and also why I'm using this type of material. Alright, so now I'm done with everything inside of the cage, and I have now decided to tackle this dirty and messy room and maybe get it to be a little more aesthetically pleasing and just a bit more organized. I'm finally done with cleaning the room, and I thought why not take the opportunity to make a little room tour. So the first thing you see before coming inside is this sign, "Come in, rats are in," or keep out rats about, since I do free roam them, and I think it's a good way to keep your rats safe, especially when you live with other people, so that they don't open their door and accidentally either squash them or that they can run out. The first thing that you see when you come inside is the rat cage. So you might think, why not put it in there? It's just a perfect space. The problem is, if you have rats, you know how much they like to climb. So they would climb up here and then access the library, and it's really not fun to have rat pee all over your books. Next to the cage, I built them this little climbing park. Not really a park, but yeah, I have this bucket here full of cocoa soil. Then I have this thing that a friend of mine made. We often use that for hamsters, but since rats pee so much and wood just kind of soaks it up, we only use it on free roam since they rarely pee on here, they just run around here. And this house, they used to fit in there when they were a bit smaller, but now they don't use it obviously, but I still put it there so they have access to get up here. Here's the wood that I used to have inside of the cage, but I can just show you why I don't use it anymore. I have, that was noisy. I have this thing here. It literally turned white from the pee. And I assure you, I tried to clean it, but it just didn't want to. And look, that's how it looked like. This is crazy. So that's why I plastified this one. And these ones here, I just don't use them at all. So they're just laying here. Let me just hide this one. It doesn't look very pretty. And I have next to it this Hamster Tunnel system. We don't use it at all. I've never used it. We got this from the friend that gave us the little cage that I showed in the beginning. My parents don't let me throw it away because I think I will use it in the future, which I won't. But yeah, I just have it here since it doesn't really take up much space. I have this little snack ball where you can put treats inside and they have to roll it around. I normally put in peas since they really like it. And this is their original litter box, but since it's so big and heavy and I used to use it at the bottom of the cage and now I have all that cocoa soil, I just don't use it anymore, so it's there. And I use this lightweight cardboard box that I also plastified so the pee doesn't soak in. And at first I was kind of worried that they were going to chew up the plastic or this tape, but strangely they don't really do that. Maybe it's because they have a lot of chew toys. They have a little chew toy back there. They have this thing here that they like to climb on, and they also have that one. And then I have this little cardboard box thing where I put up this side. It was actually just like this, but I put it up like this because they like to use that corner to pee, and I prefer them to pee onto the cardboard box instead of on the floor. As you can tell, there's a little bit of pee there. We'll have to clean it. Up here where the books are, I have my cleaning stuff. Here's the spray that I showed. Here I have the little clips that I use to put in the hammocks, for example, stuff like this. And here I have the paper litter that I use and also the food. On the ground I don't have a lot of stuff. I have these two rocks, these two tunnels, this glass container with some fabric in there, and their carrier that I just have there as another hideout. After the hammocks have washed and dried, I put them back into the cage.
baby.